All right, before the series started, India were the #1 ranked side in the world in ODIs. New Zealand were number 8. Let's go across to Saurav Ganguly. Dada, well, those rankings, as you keep saying, that the vagaries of those rankings, nobody understands. New Zealand number 8, and they've beaten India fairly comfortably right through the series.
Yeah, they've been the better side this series. They batted better than India, and at some stages they bowled better than India. So obviously they've beaten India. They should have won in Auckland as well once they got 314 till Jadeja and Ashwin played an absolute blinder. To be honest, New Zealand has been the better side in this series.
But where is it going wrong for India, Dada? Because this was a team that was on top of the world. It won the Champions Trophy in England. Then, albeit obviously, it won a series in West Indies and Zimbabwe. Everyone was singing their praises. But come South Africa, come New Zealand, they've been found wanting.
See, our bowling attack has let the team down a number of times. You look at the number of times 300 runs have been scored in the last 4 series. I think almost every game, to be honest. I can't remember any game where the run rate has been less than 6. We will always be a potential winning side where the ball turns, because if you remember the Champions Trophy, the ball spun square in England, which was surprising. They've prepared wickets for the Ashes, which England went on to win 3-1 last year. So every time the ball will spin, we are a very, very potential side because our bowling attack becomes very, very good. But to be honest, the way we bowled, the seamers especially, and obviously the spinners don't get so much of help in these conditions, so the seamers will have to put their hands up. But unfortunately, they have not, and the results are for everyone to see.
But the other questions need to be asked of the skipper as well, because you know, everyone's been demanding he makes changes, he goes with a certain strategy. But yes, he made a few changes. He did bat first, but the way he shuffled his team, would you say that that's where he messed up today?
Yeah, you can say that as well a little bit, but I think his bowlers have let him down. You look at the spell Varun Arun bowled once he came back. In his second spell, he got the wicket of Jesse Ryder early on, and then when he came back for the second spell, he just bowled on both sides of the wicket. Just look at the length we've bowled in this series, back of a length, back of a length. Our strength is to pitch it up and swing it away or bring it back into the right-hander, and that's how the best bowlers in the world have picked wickets. You look at Sami, he bowls at 140. You look at Varun Arun, who bowls at 140. I don't think there is any lack of talent, but it's just the length and line they bowl. They just don't bowl consistent length and lines to put pressure on batsmen at the top level in international cricket. That's the basic. That's the basic you need to do, and if you keep bowling hit me balls, it's very difficult for the captain to keep the game under control. You can say that he shouldn't have bowled Ambati Raidu during that phase when they had just got a wicket. He should have actually tried and finished Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin's overs. You can say that, but at the end of the day, I don't think the bowlers are helping the captain's cause as well.
But why pick somebody like Stuart Binney, Dada? You've dropped Rena, you've brought in Ambati Raidu. Did it make sense to pick up Stuart Binney in place of Shikhar Dhawan, let's say? Because that's what happened effectively.
Yeah, but Dhawan hasn't been scoring runs, so you needed to give him a break. He hasn't been scoring runs for a long time overseas, and he's not looked like scoring runs. So that was bound to happen, and I don't think India lost the game because of Stuart Binney. India still got 280. Stuart Binney didn't even get to bat and just bowled 1 over. You know, I've always said, when you're neither, you have to be a specialist in one department to be a consistent player. And when you look at Stuart Binney, it's early days, it's his first game. He will have to make himself a specialist in some department of the game to make sure that he gets selected on that basis, and the rest can become an additional. So I don't think you've lost the game because of Stuart Binney today. India got the runs, 280 runs. You can say we were 20 runs short. But I also need to ask one thing, that do we need 300 every time to win cricket matches? At some stages, can't we defend 280 when bowlers around the world are defending 200, 210? We saw Australia beating England defending 270. In the previous games, Australia made 250, 260 and have defended, or have actually stopped England from scoring 250, 260 more than that. But if you keep giving runs, 300 runs every time you walk out on a park, it's very difficult for you to be very difficult for you to be consistent in winning cricket matches.
That's a very valid point that Dada makes, Nikhil.
Well, without doubt, you know, our bowling is not looking as if it's going to go and pose a threat to any side in the world. World Cup's around the corner. You know, if our bowlers don't pull up their socks, it's going to get very, very difficult. I completely understand where Dada's coming from. You know, when he talks about 20 overs of spin, if the ball's not turning, our spinners are not going to pick up wickets, and we saw that over a long period of time. It's the quicker bowlers in the overseas conditions, because there's going to be swing, there's going to be seam movement, then you go try and pick up a couple of wickets, and you try and get those initial breakthroughs, because if you don't have new batsmen towards the end of the innings, we're going to get tonked, because we're not the quickest of bowlers Team India has got.